Namaste everyone. In today's video, we're going to talk about Muni Patanjali's Yoga Sutra 4.31. Now, in this particular Yoga Sutra, we're going to start understanding from Muni Patanjali what exactly happens in the Dharma Megha Samadhi state that allows the Yoga Sadhak to experience certain changes. Once a yoga sadhak enters into Dharma Megha Samadhi, it is believed that he or she is now completely omniscient and has certain qualities that allow him or her to completely understand the knowledge of everything and anything. So let's take a look at what exactly the sutra is, start breaking it up word by word and understanding it a little bit better. So the sutra itself goes, Tada Sarva Varana Malapetasya Jnanasyanantya Jeya Malapam. Alright, so this is the sutra itself. Now let's go through each of the words individually and start understanding what they stand for. So the first word here is Tada. Tada means then. The next word is Sarva, which means all. And the word after that is avarana, which means something like a covering or like a shroud. And then after that comes mala, which means impurities or certain types of toxins. Then comes apeta, which means free from, so something that is free from something. And the next word is jnana, which of course means knowledge. And the next word is anantya, which essentially refers to something which is endless or limitless. And the final word here is jnaya, which means something that is worth knowing, worth receiving the knowledge of. And the final word here is alpa, which means little or almost nothing. So now that we have the meanings of each of the words, let's try to understand what exactly the sutra is saying to us. So the sutra is telling us that once a yoga sadhak has, become free of all these coverings, all these misunderstandings, and all the avidya that the kleshas were grounded upon, and along with that, once he or she becomes free of the sanskaras, which is the karmashaya cycle, what happens now is there's very little left to be known for the yoga sadhak who has reached such a depth of Dharma Megha Samadhi. And this is really, really important to understand, because what happens now is that everything that was holding the sadhak back has almost been done away with. So we started with the kleshas in chapter number 2, where we were taught that the kleshas, the pancha kleshas, are the pain-causing elements, and these are really the ones that harm a person and hold the person back. Now, because of these different pancha kleshas, what starts to happen is the yoga sadhak has to really consider, how are you going to get rid of these kleshas? And the answer eventually is to get rid of avidya. And avidya goes away through viveka khyati, by regular practice of yoga and abhyas. Now, here's the important thing. What we need to remember is that this yoga sadhak who has crossed the Dharma Megha Samadhi has definitely overcome all of these elements. Somebody that is really consistent, really stable, really steady, and does abhyas again and again and again, and therefore reaches this Dharma Megha category of thoughts. Now, as we go further, we also begin to understand that not only is it important for the pancha kleshas to go away, it's also important for the sanskaras and the karmashaya to be done away with. So as now we know that the karmas leave a residual impact on the chitta, we know that unless the karmashaya is done away with, those karmic tendencies would keep on rising. So once we eliminate that new rising of karma, we know that a person is not going to be impacted by the previous sanskaras and tendencies, and will come from a different place altogether, where the vasanas are not making him or her act, but instead something else is. And if that something else was also done away with, then actions might stop altogether and it goes into the process of nishkama karma. So once these two key blockages, which is the kleshas as well as the sanskaras, have been done away with, the yogi now is able to have a very deep sense of realization. And because of this, it is said that he or she can attain any knowledge because the chitta becomes all powerful and almost starts to resemble the Purusha and can become all knowing, all understanding and omniscient. And this omniscience is really, really important, because once that level of omniscience comes about, there's almost nothing left worth knowing for this kind of a yoga sadhak, because he or she can understand anything just like that at the snap of the fingers by using the faculty of their chitta and by activating certain perspectives or certain parts of their chitta consciousness. So this is really, really important to know. But more than this, what could also be considered is the reason they're saying there's nothing more worth knowing could also be because this is the highest form of realization. It's like the pinnacle of understanding. And once we know Sankhya, the counter-evolution process, and this Patanjali Yoga Sutra's depth entirely, it's like we've reached the highest state of realization, and through that there's now nothing much more to be done anymore. So this is what the sutra is trying to tell us, and trying to encourage us to understand the fullness of the impact of the Dharma Megha Samadhi. Now, of course, this video is pretty short, compact, and we've tried to give you the overall gist of this particular sutra. But if you're interested in understanding the Yoga Sutras even further or learning about them a little more, there are going to be links in the description through which you can reach out to us and join our classes and be part of our workshops. Apart from that, please also do consider giving this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, along with leaving your thoughts in the comment section below, and also subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, so we can stay tuned with you and you also get the notifications whenever we release a new video. Apart from that, we look forward now to seeing you in the next video, class, course or workshop. Until then, take care, keep practicing, and we look forward to seeing you very soon. Namaste.